Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a special type of video. This one's going to be doing a throwback review. So we're going to be talking about an older episode of The Walking Dead today, or at this current time, leading into the second half of The Walking Dead Season 6. This one's going to be a throwback for the second best episode, in my opinion, of The Walking Dead of all time, which is Season 5's premiere, Episode 1, the best premiere ever, No Sanctuary. So finally got a chance to do this one. Of course, the premiere for The Walking Dead Season 6's second half is next Sunday. Can't wait for it. Wanted to get this one done because I've been talking about it with you guys for a while. We've been talking about doing a throwback for this one. And I just, oh man, it got pushed back and, there's other stuff going on and I didn't have time and finally got some time to actually go ahead and, watch it all the way through, do my usual thing, and now we're going to talk about it. So this one is actually the highest rated episode in terms of viewers of all time for The Walking Dead. This is the peak of The Walking Dead, the premiere for Season 5. Season 6, the views have gone down since then. The wiki reads US views in the millions for No Sanctuary at 17.29 million viewers. After that, they had some good episodes, but nothing, even Season 6 has actually gone down quite a bit since that. This was the peak of The Walking Dead. This was the peak moment of The Walking Dead so far, and it was really cool to see Carol, a character that we never really thought earlier on in the series, or at least I didn't. I thought she was going to be killed off like 10 times, and apparently not wrongfully, because they actually were going to kill her off a bunch of times, and they just never did. In Season 3, Killer Within, she was supposed to be killed off, but then because Season 3 is kind of crazy, and they were changing things a lot as the season went through, they swapped her out for T-Dog, and they killed T-Dog off instead. And man, am I glad they did. So that's the funny thing that someone mentioned in the comments. T-Dog inadvertently saved the whole group by saving Carol, because now Carol has saved them in Terminus, of course. So kind of funny. So over 17 million views, and I think the reason why was because Season 4 ended. I mean, Too Far Gone was huge, and then the second half of Season 4 was kind of like a breakdown after what happened for Too Far Gone, then a rebuild back up, and then into the finale of Season 4 with A and Us. You had a really exciting finale that was a huge cliffhanger with them kind of being captured and being in a very, bad state where it's like, how are they going to get out? How are they going to get out? What's going to happen? And this was the most cooked, or the biggest hyped premiere we've had so far. Much bigger hype than Season 6. People wanted to see how they were going to get out of the train cart and everything like that. And the viewers reflected that with over 17 million views compared to the mid-season finale start to finish at almost 14 million views. So definitely the biggest. This is the biggest episode in terms of viewers ever for The Walking Dead, even bigger than Too Far Gone. Even though I would still say Too Far Gone is the best episode because it's the finale of The Governor, and that was also cooked for like such a long time. When I say cook, it means building up to it and, seeing the story kind of go and cook to a certain extent the amount of time till, you get to see the climax of the story, or the big payoff to where things actually go down. So it's pretty hard to beat The Governor's final episode, because that was the whole section of The Walking Dead at the prison and, all that. This one was so great because this one is not a comic book series moment. And episodes like this are what, for me, make the television series such an amazing adaptation, because you are taking the story from the comic book series and you're just making it even better. In the comic book series, there was no Terminus. Didn't exist as a location. They just kind of get ganked by the hunters, basically, and there is no home base for the hunters. The hunters seem to be, or kind of, they have like the school that we saw later on where they kind of hang out there, but it seems like they're more kind of travelers. They don't really stay in one location, and they go out and they hunt people, and that's what they do, but it's a smaller group. Terminus is a big group, which they brought us in the TV series, which was very cleverly done, I think, and just so amazingly exciting. It's like, how are they going to get out of this one? So the episode starts off. We've got Carol. She kind of, her and Tyrese are there. They go in the building, and that you've got Martin, who they capture, and Tyrese and Judah stay, and then Carol kind of goes out, of course, to recap. You guys all know the episode, but then of course we got the explosion stuff. She sets up, so she shoots in the tank, and then she shoots it like a flare, and boom, and everything. I mean, this episode's got it all. It's got dark stuff with Martin, of course, and Tyrese. It's got tons of zombies. Zombies on fire, zombies eating people's faces on fire, blood splatter everywhere. You've got Carol using the guts trick and just coming in like Rambo, so cool, and just killing off everybody. Or Mary, she just like shoots her in the leg. It's just like she's just not willing. She's not messing around. Let's just put it that way. She's coming to kill. She's not coming to mess around or to make friends. She's coming in there ready to just throw down. So what a great character episode for Carol. Definitely the best, maybe the best character-centered episode of the entire series. In addition to like Days Gone By with Rick when we first meet him, and he's traveling and everything like that, trying to find Carl and Lori. So we've got all that crazy stuff, and the part inside Terminus. So that's the Carol stuff. The part inside Terminus is some of the most, the scariest stuff in the whole series, for sure, I think. I mean, when you first see the Troth, and you've got them, and they're kind of all down, and you've got Sam in there who comes back for it, and he just, he's got the bat, and the bat's, he's hitting people with the bat, and they just bleed. Oh man, you watch the behind the scenes for this one, and even the cast and crew talk about like how how crazy it is, and it's the scariest thing they've ever done. This is probably the scariest part in the whole series, because with the termites, with the cannibals, the hunters, whatever you want to call them, any name applies. They're not just going to kill you; they're going to eat you. So it's so scary. You got the chainsaw, and you got bodies all around, and they're like dismembering people and this, and it's just the most evil group you could pretty much ever imagine. Just absolutely brutal, luring people in and doing that to them. It's just horrible. And you have people like doing jobs, like you have the lady on the radio and stuff, and doing this, and oh my god, just absolutely insane. So really, really crazy. So I think it was a great idea to start with in the comic series from Kirkman, and they just brought it to the next level in the TV series. So you got the stuff with Martin that finishes up with Tyrese. Tyrese decides not to kill him, but he beats him to a pulp. And then afterwards, of course, the ramifications of that is that Gareth and the others kind of come after them again, and we get to see another pretty epic episode there with Four Walls and a Roof. And they went through, they probably could have used the Terminus, or they probably could use the Hunters for more episodes than they did. I was actually surprised they didn't use them for very, very long, but they worked out really good. I thought Andrew J. West was great as Gareth, or Chris from the comic book series was his name. And it just really kind of like a very evil, really skinny, not physically imposing, but just really scary kind of mastermind type character behind the whole thing and behind their whole group. And just the exact opposite of what Rick would be, or who Rick is, really, I would say, especially earlier on in the series, even though he's become quite a bit darker as he's gone through. Now, the only weird part about the episodes, I would say, is that people even still sometimes these days ask me about it, because they're a little bit confused about how Nicotero, he was switching back between scenes. He would have like then and now, and the part where kind of we see a bit of Terminus and how it was, but they cram it in, and it feels a little weird. You see the guy who comes out and he's got the stuff all over his face and that with the long hair. People thought was Negan years ago. And he actually does look somewhat like Negan, to be honest, when he's got the darker hair and he's got the smile and everything. So I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just like, yeah, he kind of looks like Negan. This will work. You got the bat with Glenn and the bat. So that was, I tend to think that everything they do is pretty much well thought out for the most part by somebody there, because there's so many people involved. So let's see, what else we got to say. The ending is awesome. It's one of the best endings ever, because you go through this climactic premiere, which is the best premiere I've ever seen for a TV series for a season ever. I mean, usually that's like a finale. You'd see something big like that with a lot of action, a lot of stuff happening. They kicked off season 5 with the biggest premiere ever, pretty much. And you have Yeah, so you've got, just to wrap it all off, wrap it all up at the end. You've got Rick and Judith, of course, and Carl all reunited again. So really happy ending for them. Happy ending for Daryl and Carol as they meet each other again. They give each other that hug, and because they hadn't seen each other for a while. So this episode has everything. Even when I talk about, it's like, should I put this at number one? Such a tough call between it being the best episode ever and Too Far Gone. But I think I still say, because the Governor's story arc went on for so long, that's why I would rate it there. But this might be the most improved episode or story that they took from the comic book series, and they made it even better in the TV series, I think. Just so much better than the comic book series version, I'd have to say. Because we still got the Hunter stuff later on, which was great, and the same type of story for that. But because they added in the Terminus stuff, it was even more exciting and just played out so well. So yeah, definitely like the peak of The Walking Dead, the climax of The Walking Dead, and surprisingly so, because there was it was built up for a while because we knew about the location, but we just got to meet them, and then all this stuff goes down. So it wasn't like we saw Gareth before or something, and the Governor was there for a while, and then it was like a season and a half until it ended. This one, in this case, it's like a few episodes. We meet him in the finale, and then a few episodes later, the Terminus is destroyed, or an episode later it's destroyed, and the Hunters are killed off a few episodes later. So it's definitely a fast-paced storyline, but definitely one of the best story arcs, I think, in the entire Walking Dead. Even the comic books, Fear of the Hunters is one of my favorite that there is. TV series even better. So I think that's pretty much all I got to say for this episode in terms of Throwback. How does it stand up over time? Because this is part of why I like to do Throwbacks, is to kind of compare and look at it versus some of the other parts we got now. Even nowadays, with The Walking Dead, because they were doing a lot of big things. They had the Glenn thing with Nicholas and Thank You and that, and they had, the big Walker group that came in. Even still, it's still one of the most exciting parts of the series. And even the explosions, the zombies, the fire and everything is just, oh man, it's so crazy. It was just, it's one of the rare cases where something is really, really hyped up after a cliffhanger. And then when it comes through, finally the time the episode comes up, it actually lives up and surpasses what you thought it was going to be. Like, we all get hyped up, and people, I see it all the time when there's kind of a slower episode, or there's an episode that not much happens, like the premiere for season 6, people were disappointed, and a lot of people were. And it's like, season 5, it was even more cooked and set up than that because of the season 4 finale, and it didn't let us down. It was one of the best episodes ever, absolutely. So definitely go down as one of the best of all time. No Sanctuary. We'll see if any of the future episodes can beat it. Maybe season 7's premiere could beat it in terms of ratings, but I think that's going to be tough, man, because it was just, oh man, such a great episode. And this is where, this episode right here, No Sanctuary, around the beginning of season 5, in terms of time range, The Walking Dead was already my favorite show of all time, but this one right here, it just put it on another level to where it's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to see another show. Somebody asked me this last week, that will be as good as The Walking Dead after seeing this many high quality premieres, finales, and episodes. This is just so amazing, man, that what they're able to do. And I really hope Carol is a character that's going to be around for most of the series, I hope. I mean, when they kill her off, that might have to be like a season 10 finale or something big like that if they ever do kill off Carol, or maybe if Melissa McBride just can't do it in another 5 or 10 years if they keep going. So we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, definitely No Sanctuary. One of the absolute best episodes of all time. It's perfect, pretty much. 10 out of 10, basically. Maybe you could go 9.9, 9.8 because of the scenes that then and now, which is a little confusing. But yeah. So let me know what you guys thought about No Sanctuary. Is it your favorite episode ever? Is it just one of them? Or are there some of you who don't actually like it? I know some people, their favorite episode is The Grove. Other people, their favorite episode, like mine, Too Far Gone, just because of the Governor. But definitely this one is about as good as you could do it. This is like when everything works out well. It's so rare in life that you have all these people involved. You have a huge production, huge show, and different locations, and all this stuff going on, and all this hype, trailers and stuff, and it actually all works out that well. It's pretty rare. You see that not just in Walking Dead, but any show or any movie or anything, that it all works out to be that good. They really did a great job with this one. So write your comments below, guys. I want to hear what you guys think about this one, and No Sanctuary being one of the best episodes of all time. And if you like this throwback review, you can go ahead and thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, you can share, you can fave. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, want to see more reviews from me, I have a review of every single episode of The Walking Dead ever. It's in the channel. I have them organized playlist by season 1 through season 6. If you want to watch an older episodes that's your favorite, the reviews are there for you guys if you want to see them. Or if you want me to do another throwback review in the future for another one of your favorite episodes, as long as I haven't already done throwback review for it. I've done a lot of season 2 and stuff like that. But send me your suggestions, guys. I don't think we'll have time for it by this break, but maybe this summer I could do it. So hope you guys like this one. I love doing these. Love watching Walking. I can't get enough. I can just watch the episodes over and over again all day, man. My days would just go by watching Walking Dead. That's what's gonna happen when I retire. When I'm like 60 or something or 70, it's gonna be like all day. I'm just gonna watch Walking Dead like every day. I'm gonna watch like one episode every single day and just go through. That's awesome. So yeah, like the video, guys. Do all that good stuff, man. Thanks for supporting me all these years and sticking with the channel. Those of you who've been around since it's No Sanctuary before. That's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again real soon. Probably tomorrow with another Q&A. As always, it's Trev. And I'm saying peace.